All right, guys. A lot of people ask me how to DJ, and I just wanted to go over some terminology for the first lesson here. This way, whenever I'm discussing what's going on, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like dropping it on the one, phrases, choruses, basic music structure of a song. Because there's no point in going over and mixing if you don't understand some of the mechanics. And you're going to use this no matter what, whether you're a vinyl DJ, whether you're a digital DJ, C DJ, it doesn't matter. You're going to be using this. So there's counts. So usually a count would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So you would be listening to a song and you would just be following along 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 of those, you would basically have 16 counts, and that's what I would refer to as an entire phrase. So something unusual usually happens at the end of that phrase, or the next 16 counts. If it's an extended mix or extended song, you probably won't hear anything. But one thing I wanted to go through is the intro. So right now, here's the intro. Not much going on. Now right now, I just looped at the second half of a phrase. It's 8 counts, okay? So if I went back, I could actually loop it here too. You see how they're very loopable. Or I could go over and say, okay, I'm going to just loop this entire phrase. Now what happens is once the phrase is over, and I'm going to stop it, a new one begins. Now we got a new one that's coming up right here. Here's another phrase.
Hi, darling. What do you think?
Now the phrase at the very beginning was the intro. This right here is, I guess it's the chorus, or where it's doing a build-up. And you can tell it's doing a build-up because of the waveform right after my cue point here. So I got a cue point.
Hi, darling.
It's starting up a build-up, and by a build-up, it's like it ramps the energy up. You can feel the energy.
Hi, darling. What do you think? I don't care. I don't care. I don't. But last night, darling.
Okay. Once a build-up like this occurs, then they have a drop. A drop is a good place to mix in. Something called cut mix, where you go over and you go from one side to the next, and you match the drops. So you go over and you find song B, the next song that you were going to throw in, and then you would go ahead and drop the next, the drop from track B after track A's build-up occurred. So it's a simple form of mixing. It's very effective, and it keeps it moving. So, all right, so here comes the drop.
I lost my underwear.
So you can change out that drop with something else like maybe Little John's Everybody thing that he always does. Now we're going to go to something called a break.
Lost my underwear.
This is a great place to mix out of too. One thing to learn here is at mix out points or mix in points, you generally want to follow this rule of thumb. You can go over and bend and break this rule, and it will work, but that's for a more advanced lesson later on. So right now, there's only percussion here. There's percussion, there's melodies, and then there's vocals. You don't want two vocals screaming over each other. You don't want some dude talking about whatever and then another person talking on top of them, because now you can't distinguish between the two. It sounds like garbled mess. You don't want two melodies to be together unless they're in key. That's the only thing I can say. But don't even try right now. Just go ahead, and if there's no melody or it's very, very minimal, the least amount of melody that you can, like right here. Okay, you hear maybe some vocals just kind of, keeping the beat. You could probably insert a melody and some vocals into this, because there's no vocals at all. I could probably drop whatever acapella I wanted in here. So it's going over and it's doing its thing, and you can mix in here at any point. Just loop it, mix it, or you can go over and do it in time if you have cue marks. But for now, this is a good spot to do a mix out if you're tired of the song. or doing, you know, power mixes or whatever. Okay, so that's a drop, or not a drop, a break. Sorry, excuse me. That is a break. So when it goes over and it has a lot of things going on here, you have a break. It's taking a break from the music.
My underwear.
Kind of taking a break, taking a breather, you know, and then it's going to go ahead and say, okay, I've had enough of a break. I'm going to start doing a build-up again.
Hi, darling.
So now you've already got vocals and stuff going on, and it's just going to build and build and build and build, and then, of course, they'll do the drop.
Darling, I lost my underwear.
Okay? This one's got another break. That's interesting. So there are 2 breaks in this song. And then it does a long, massively long build-up, which I'd probably go to sleep on and be like, all right, when's the drop? Is the drop coming here today? So after that, you've got your chorus again, or verse, whatever. And then at the end, you've got an outro.
Last night, darling, I lost my underwear. Last night, darling, I lost my underwear.
It's basically going over and saying, farewell, this song is going to be over. You should have mixed when you could have. You should have, would have, could have. And, I mean, in this kind of predicament here, there's a lot of vocals going on. There's still a melody. There's a lot of stuff going on here. You can tell by the waveform there's not much room to mix. In these circumstances, I'd probably cut the lows and the percussion off from this one, maybe filter to high a little bit so that I could just get some of the highs in, and try to bring in a percussion of an extended mix of some sort, an intro of with a lot of just a regular percussion, and then just kind of sweep it underneath this, and then when it rolls out, try to time it so that it's at the end, or it's at the beginning of the first phrase of track B. Anyways, that's enough about phrases. Hopefully, the vocals, the melody, and the percussion you don't collide with, at least not right now, and you learn what phrases are, and which is basically at each point of a song, something new is occurring, and that's what I'll be referring to. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, have fun.